Hello students, today we'll have the summary of the chapter We Are Not Afraid to Die If We Can All Be Together. My dear students, the narrator Gordon Cook and his wife planned a voyage around the world just like the famous Captain James Cook, and they have been preparing and perfecting their seafaring skills for the past 16 years, and they got a ship which was 23 meters long and weighed 30 tons, wooden hulled, and the name was Wave Walker. They tested it in the roughest of the weathers for months, and in July 1976, they all began their journey from Plymouth, England, and they sailed from Africa to Cape Town, which was quite a pleasant journey. And before heading to the east, the narrator Gordon Cook hired two crewmen, Larry Vigil and Herb Siegler, to help them tackle one of the roughest seas, the southern Indian Ocean. Now, they encountered strong and alarming waves during the second day, and by December 25th, they all managed to reach 35,000 kilometers east of Cape Town. The family somehow managed to surpass the bad weather and celebrated Christmas together. The weather changed for the worse, and on January 2nd, my dear students, the big waves hit them, and they tried to slow down the ship by dropping the storm jib and hit a heavy mooring rope in a loop across the stern, but it didn't help them much. They carried their life raft, drill, attached lifelines, and they donned life jackets and oilskins too. Later in the evening, a vertical and a huge wave struck the ship, and the narrator was thrown off from the ship, and he accepted his approaching death and started losing his consciousness. Now, when the ship was about to overturn, a huge wave hit again and turned it right back, and he suffered injuries in the ribs and mouth, and he grabbed the guardrails and sails into the ship's main boom. He instructed his wife Mary to guard the steering wheel, and he realized that the ship had water in the lower parts of the ship too. Now his crewmen started pumping out the water that was filled inside the ship. The narrator went to his children's cabin and checked on how they were. What was the condition of the son, Jonathan, and the daughter, Joe, or Jonathan, and the son and the daughter, and the daughter's name was Sue, and his daughter Sue informed him about a bump that she had faced during this when he was trying to save all, and when the wave hit. So Sue had actually had a bump in that particular time period when he was also unconscious. When Gordon was also unconscious, she also had a bump on her head, and in the meanwhile, we come to know that Gordon actually just ignored the problem what she was actually facing, because his main concern was to save the ship. And the narrator did the waterproofing on the gaping holes, because the water was penetrating from that part, and this made water to deviate on the right side. The hand pump got blocked due to the debris, and electric pumps got short circuited. However, he later found a spare electric pump and connected it to drain the water. They kept pumping the water all night long, and their mayday calls, or which we call as help calls, were not answered, as they were in the remotest part of the world. They were in a part of the sea where no help could reach to them, or no signals could be caught by any other ship passing by, as it was a stormy place in the sea, in the ocean. Now, my dear students, who, on the other hand, had now a swollen black eye and a deep cut in her arm too, on being asked by her father about the injuries which she faced, and she just told that she didn't wanted to worry her father, and because he was trying to save them all. And after 15 hours, the situation got under control, and the narrator decided to work in rotation and rest. The water levels were controlled, but the leaks were still over there below the water line. The ship was now in a bad condition. It was now in a bad condition, in a bad shape, and it was not in a condition to reach Australia, where they had to reach. And so they decided to reach the nearest island, and the name of this island was Isle Amsterdam, which was a French scientific base. As the supporting engines were also damaged, the chances of the ship to reach the destinations were also low. After pumping the water continuously for 36 hours, they took a sigh of relief. Only a few centimeters of water was now left to be pumped out of the ship, and they hoisted the storm jib as the main mast was destroyed. They ate their first meal in nearly 2 days. Some corned beef was available to them, and they were eating also cracker biscuits. The weather soon started changing again, and the black clouds again took over by the next morning of January 5th. Now his son Jonathan told him that he didn't fear facing death as long as they all are all together, as long as the whole family is together. He doesn't worry, he doesn't fear death. And this thing actually filled Gordon Cook with determination to fight the sea, and the struggle continued, and the narrator tried his best to protect the weakened starboard side. And the same evening, the narrator and his wife sat together holding hands, thinking that their end was near, and his children continuously supported him, which gave him the moral support to keep on going. Now the wave walker sailed through the storm and made it, and the narrator then calculated their exact position by working on the wind speed. While he was brainstorming, trying the best what he could, Suzanne, the daughter of Gordon Cook, gave him a card which she had made herself, and she had made this to express her love and gratitude towards the family. Now Gordon Cook instructed Larry to steer the course to about 185 degrees, and he said this: if they were lucky in such a situation, they could hope to find the island by around 5 p.m. in the evening. And then he went to sleep, he dozed off, and suddenly got up around 6 p.m. an hour late. What he thought that he would be available to get up by around 5 p.m., but he got slept, and it was 6 p.m. Now I believe that they didn't made it and was disappointed. His son came down and informed him about what happened, and what they saw was something, a great sigh of relief for them, for they had reached the Isle Amsterdam island, and the son called him the best daddy and best captain. They reached the island with little struggle and with the help of the inhabitants. The whole team, the family, the two crew members never stopped trying, and the struggle and hard work finally saved them, and they were able to live ahead. With this, we come to the end of the summary of this chapter. We are not afraid to die if we can all be together. Thank you.